Howdy, folks. Aren't you sick of keeping up this lie? Let's test it. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the Test Press. My name is Brylan May, and today we have a very, very, very special guest. She is a singer, songwriter, TikTok star, which we will get into. Folks, we have Cayley Spivey.
No, hi, thank you. I didn't know I'd do so many things. Like hearing it in list order, I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of cool.
You're a person about town.
You make me sound very cool.
So how are you feeling today?
I feel good. I'm actually super happy, which it's I guess apparently not common for me, but I'm feeling extra happy today, so it's good.
Awesome.
It's sunny day.
Well, we got you on a good day then.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, we have Cayley here, and I'm very glad that there was stuff online where you said your last name.
Because everybody messes it up.
Yeah.
Wait, try it. Let's see if you got it.
Spivey.
Ah, you got it.
Yeah. I was I'm pretty sure it's Spivey, but I probably would have said Spivey maybe.
People say Spivey all the time.
Spivey.
It's usually Spivey is the go-to.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine, but it's kind of funny because it's being my artist name now. It's I have to I always have to give people the spelling and stuff because it's not assumed so much anymore.
Yeah.
I used to be going under the name Small Talks.
Right.
Super obvious, super easy.
Right.
And then I was like, I'm going to switch. Now I'm Cayley Spivey, and I'm also Cayley Spivey, and I'm also Cayley Spiffy and Spidey. If they read it too fast. If they read it too fast, I can be anything.
So you're down with whatever name?
Yeah, sometimes I'm Katie. Whatever feels good for that day, I guess.
Damn. Well,
yeah.
Okay. All right, Kelly. So we'll just get right into it. But first, actually, this is a huge moment for the Test Press, everybody. You are the first person we've had on the show that has a Wikipedia page.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hey.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's so funny.
Have you gone on your Wikipedia page?
I have before, yeah. I read it. I saw recently it's been updated, which I thought was cool. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, because they had added something about me touring with Lynx and Laurel. I play guitar for their projects, and they're good friends of mine. And it came up in some website thing, and then I went and looked again, and I was like, oh, somebody's keeping me updated.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I love that because
Yeah.
I don't know how to edit Wikipedia pages. So
Does it feel weird to have a Wikipedia page?
So I actually know the background of who made that. So it was
okay.
years ago. It was a fan named I can't remember his name. It's been so long. But it was when I was in the band Small Talks, and he lives in Philly. Oh, Michael from Philly.
Shout out to Michael
Yeah,
from Philly.
yeah. Shout out to Michael. Super great guy. But he actually came to a show and told me, he was like, I made you a Wikipedia page, and I was like, dude, that's so cool. I didn't know you could do that, but I think he might still be the one updating it too, because somebody is. So I don't know, but it's survived and somehow got up there. So
That's
I love it.
sick.
Michael from Philly.
Yeah, Michael from Philly, we love you. Hopefully one day I'll have a Wikipedia page.
Gotta ask Michael from Philly.
Michael from Philly, if you want to make me a Wikipedia page, come on. So we'll get into your background a little bit. I understand you grew up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Born and raised?
Yes. All from the South. The beach version of the South.
Yeah. So before I say this, how do you feel about Myrtle Beach, South Carolina?
I'm so torn. I wouldn't have moved, I think, if there was two very important things, which Myrtle Beach doesn't have, I guess, to the degree that I would want. Queer culture. There's no queer culture there.
Really?
There
No,
is.
There
is. Let me. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
No. Let me not. I feel bad saying there's none because of course there's little pockets and if they were I don't want to undermine those little pockets because they are so important, and I was a huge part of that little pocket growing up. But now,
compared to LA.
I can't walk down the street with when I cut my hair short and stuff. I used to have really short hair. It was way more. I mean, I feel it's pretty obvious if you're that I'm queer, but if you're I don't know, maybe not used to queer people.
Sure, right.
If you see a feminine faced person with short hair walking down the street in the South, it's not, I'll get looks and stuff. It's not comfortable. And in LA, nobody's gonna know. I'm the least important thing walking down the street in LA.
I had gotten dinner at this place, and I was in Hollywood, and I was just sitting outside in my car, and I just saw a dominatrix walking a guy in a dog mask. And I knew I was a real Angelino because I didn't even give it a second look. I was just like, oh, yeah, there it is.
I was about to say, you probably had no reaction to it. You're probably like, 2 seconds. Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Normal day in LA.
Right, yeah. It's like, so it's like it is very funny. I grew up in Southern Ohio, which is very much like the South.
100%.
Yeah, I've said this on the show before, but the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan lived 20 minutes from me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm half black.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm half black, and my house was shot at because my parents were an interracial couple. So.
Oh my God, how old were you?
I was a baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like I obviously.
That's
don't remember
so crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So,
I feel horrible for your parents. Like
yeah.
they had to deal with that. Like, oh my God. I mean, even dealing with that as a baby is horrible. Like they fucking remember that shit. Like they lived through that. That's crazy. Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's So it's so I definitely feel you on the
where you come from. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If you're different in any way, you
will get some backlash.
Yeah, it's not as accepting.
No.
But anyway, what I was going to say about Myrtle Beach is that people, I don't know if you know this, people call it redneck Hawaii.
Oh my God. I love that. Is that my aesthetic? Is that what's going on with me? No. It should be, though. It should be, because I joke constantly, because like Myrtle Beach is literally like, it is like such a weird place.
It is a very strange place. I've been there once when I was younger for vacation.
That's what everybody says, and they always have some weird story. It's like it's a weird place.
Yeah, it's a very strange place. But it's very nice. It's beautiful. The beaches are great. But it is funny that like they call it that obviously because like everyone from like the Midwest and the South, like that's their pinnacle of vacation is like, we're just going to go to Myrtle Beach.
I know, it's so funny. I love it. I like I said, I love Myrtle Beach, but there was no queer culture, no music, like unless you want to play country music at bars, which I don't excel in, so I'm not going to go that way, but yeah, I mean, I've always heard it called Dirty Myrtle. Never heard Redneck Hawaii, but that is like, if anybody ever asks about my like childhood or growing up, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's my aesthetic. Like that's where this is me cosplaying as like LA artists, but like when you like take the roots out,
when you take
Hawaiian t-shirt, I'm riding the golf cart on the highways, that's the vibe,
That's so funny.
One-handed, you gotta have the beer because it's just very Myrtle Beachian to do that.
Of course. I mean, if you're going to Myrtle Beach, you have to have a BAC of at least like 0.2 the whole time you're there.
Yes.
I believe that's a law, actually.
Probably. Honestly, if you told me that, I would be like, yep, that makes sense. God. The South is another beast. I would not change a thing, though, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
about where I'm from. I mean, as in like my relation to it, but I would change a lot of the negative parts of the South.
Yeah, sure. It's like, no notes.
Yeah.
Everything the South's ever done is great.
No.
Cayley Spivey says she loves everything the South has ever done.
Never.
We're going to clip that. So I understand, being in, when you were in Myrtle Beach, you started writing songs pretty early, around 15, is my understanding. Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Yeah, I do, actually. It was New Dork Pity. So it's out.
Really?
Yeah, it's like out. It was, I love the process of like making something and just putting it out. But the first like lyrical song that I wrote as like myself, as in like just like it was just me, it wasn't for someone else, because I originally started writing songs for an acoustic duo where my best friend would sing the lyrics.
15?
Yeah, actually it was probably 14. But like
Jesus Christ.
I wish I started younger. I love that you say that, but I know people who like started when they were like 12, and I'm like, damn, I could have come out the womb.
So you wrote New Dork Pity at 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane.
Thank you.
Because one of my, I was actually, we had been texting before this, and I told you that's one of the songs that I just
I know, it blew my mind. I was like, whoa.
But yeah, the line, like, I'm just a liar dressed up in cheap lace and perfume, you wrote that at 15.
Yeah. I've always been writing. I've like written before music. Music, like, okay, I've always been into poetry and like language, obsessively, borderline, obsessively. Like I have so many fucking journals, so many. So like words are like my easiest thing, and like music like happened for me at 15. So I started learning guitar when I was 15, and then the second I had chords, I was like, fuck it.
So you were
I know how to do this now.
Way before music then.
Way before music, yeah. Like in 5th grade, I wrote this like, do you remember when you had like creative writing stuff? They'd be like,
oh yeah.
You remember like maybe in Halloween times, your teacher, it's like, it's 5th grade. Your teacher's like, all right, write a scary story or whatever.
Yeah. And most kids were like, there's a ghost, and then
a pumpkin
jumps out in a pumpkin,
and then a cat hugs the ghosts, and they're best friends.
Yeah, and then you were like the Dark Knight.
Yes, no, literally though. I literally, dude, I was literally about to say exactly that because in 5th grade, I remember I wrote this story for Halloween, and I grew up on like horror movies. Like my dad, 100%. My dad was like there was no like, oh, you can't watch that ever. Like I was watching like The Crypt Keeper from the 80s. Like,
dude, The Crypt Keeper is one of the best TV shows ever.
Best ever, and like for some reason, I don't know if it's because I was young, but it's like nearly a comfget show at this point to put on.
Yeah,
it's just whatever. Sorry, but
that's gonna happen 400 times. Don't worry about it.
I get too excited. I'm talking about my favorite.
If it happens
shit.
Twice in a minute, though, we do kill you. So,
oh, great. Actually, let me get to this a little faster. I'm tired. I've lived a long life. No. But yeah, like I literally wrote the story in 5th grade, and the teacher calls my mom, and like,
like what is going on?
She literally, because it's like literally about murder. Like it's like this guy.
You're like 12.
Listen, I'd be at my dad's, I'd watch The Crypt Keeper or other scary stuff, and then I'd come home to my grandma's, and she's got fucking, what's that one criminal activity show? It's like, it starts with like, if you were a loved one or something, or like, it's in New York, I think. It's like, it's a crime.
It's not Law. No, not
It is Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm sitting there reading about like, not intentionally, but like hearing about like true crime and stuff. Yeah. And then I like watch this. So then, yeah, it's like he's like, write a scary story. I'm thinking scary. So I'm like, okay, there's a guy like outside. And like, I remember literally writing about basically this like kid is like, and I read a lot of books too. So this is also inspired by like.
Goosebumps?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And like Animorphs. So it was inspired by like that. And I had this one character that I loved in Animorphs where he would like look out the window a lot or whatever. And I watched like out the window, basically the character like sees this creepy figure and there's like a bloody hand that falls out essentially of like this guy's bag. And I'm in 5th grade. And that's the story.
Way younger than 12. You're like 9 or 10.
Something, yeah.
That's crazy.
And then my teacher called my mom and was like accused her of writing it for me. Like that was basically what happened. She was like, I just like I've never seen writing like this from a kid. And it was like really funny, but my mom's like, what? No, I had nothing to do with that. And she was like, I couldn't write that if I tried.
That's so funny. And like I actually had a similar thing in art class. We had to like draw pictures that I think I was in like 3rd grade or 4th grade. And I drew these like clowns with like, you know, like clowns have like, you know, something on their cheeks. I drew them with like bombs on their cheeks.
Oh no.
And a teacher called my
your
mom and was
oh
like,
my
is
God.
this kid going to like blow up the school or
what
something?
The fuck?
It's so weird. It's kind of fucked up because it's like they encourage, like, you're supposed to be encouraging kids to be creative.
Yeah.
And like people like freak the fuck out if you like do anything even a little bit. It's like,
yep.
Well, those scary negative things are part of life, you know?
Wow, I love that take because I feel like a lot of what I create leans more into that world. And I feel some pressure sometimes, especially in like a very TikTok heavy world.
Sure, yeah.
There's like totally a place for that. Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, people don't like a lot of times, especially in mainstream, I think that people like overlook like the fact that like there is an artistic channel and like a reality of the world that is like negative and like sometimes scary or like overwhelming or just complicated. And like, how are we supposed to like understand that if we don't have like creative examples or like exploration of it that's safe? Like you're not at home making bombs. You're like drawing them on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like like it's just very so different. But like, oh, I agree with that 1,010%.
Yeah, and I don't know if like I feel like I've noticed this the last maybe like 10 years. It's like people kind of, to your point of what you were just saying, like people are just so like, and I think it comes from a place of, I think, because the world is so terrible.
Yes.
That like people have like no tolerance for like people will legit get upset if like someone makes art about something that's bad. And it's like, I mean, like we just said, there is bad shit in the world and it happens. Yeah. It's like, and like you said, art should be how we can deal with that
and heal,
right, in a healthy way.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like if I didn't have, I literally like this is how I've explained like some of my. I have a couple songs right now that aren't out right now, but are really dark. Like they're way more leaning into like a negative point of view, and I love it because like I got to like sort of explore aspects of myself that like put me in like hurtful relationships or hurtful situations. Like what is this part of me that like was attracted to or accepting of like poor treatment or something, and like
Sure.
writing about it and like all that like got me to a place of like just exploring it in full and processing it and like being able to release it, and like hopefully maybe somebody else could like read it, hear it, listen or whatever, and like guide themselves through something similar. Like, I don't know, it's a way of like not having to live with it. Like you can just put it out of you.
Yeah, and I think like, do you remember the whole discourse? This was like that, like, you know, Lana Del Rey was like glorifying like abuse
eye
and
roll.
stuff. Yeah, and it's just like, do people not have any kind of like artistic like
vision or anything?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like
it's not stapling it and being like, we love this, like go do this. Like
exactly,
it's saying this is an experience. It's also just like, if we're real, it's an experience like some people have. And it doesn't mean it's a good experience, but it's something that at one point you felt. Like, I've written songs about like literally aiming to fight for and stay in a relationship where I was being treated like shit. That doesn't mean I'm sitting here slapping a green flag like, yes, go be treated like
stay
shit.
With your horrible partner. Right.
It's just like processing and having empathy and compassion for the parts of you that are feeling like connected to that experience. Like it's having compassion for that. And like everyone makes mistakes or goes through something and like whatever. Also, sometimes it's just fantasy. Like, what the fuck? Like, think about we go to Edward Cullen. Like, are we actually gonna tell someone go date a vampire who like wants to kill you? Like, bro, no, it's fantasy. Like, there's something to like, there's something in our subconscious that like all humans have and all of us can feel to some degree that's being explored with these kinds of artists who are like brave enough to say those kinds of things and talk about those kinds of things
like,
without shame.
Exactly. Yeah, humanity does have a dark side, and to deny that is just denying reality. Yeah.
It's not a full experience of self either.
Exactly.
It's that shadow self.
Right. We all have darkness
100%.
within us. Yeah.
100%.
Like there's no one on this planet who's ever lived that doesn't.
Yeah. 100%.
It's just, but like that stuff drives me nuts whenever, and you know, it crops up pretty much like every year. There's some controversy.
Somebody.
Someone gets in hot water. It's just like, God, you people. Just
let them write.
Yeah. It's like, let artists do art.
Free the writers.
Yeah. Free the writers. Yeah. And I love that about your music. That's something I love, is that you're so, even, you know, back in the small talk stuff, you know, you're so unabashedly yourself, and you're just not afraid to say anything, really.
Thank
and
you.
That's something that
I really
comes
appreciate
through.
that. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. That like really made my heart go like whoosh. I love that. That's what I'm aiming for. Is, you know, I want that to come through 100%, because I feel like I hope in me doing that other people start to do that. Like
absolutely.
in a no judgment way. Like I just feel like there's so much
yeah.
fear of judgment, and I just want to like inspire people to give that fear up.
Yeah, and there's so many artists, I think, that like, you know, especially in this era of social media, that get into this trap of like, oh, I have to make what the audience wants.
Yes, 100%.
And the thing is, even if you're not a musician or not an artist, people can always tell that
they can sniff it.
Exactly. Like, you know how like animals have like sixth sense?
Yes.
I think humans can sense authenticity from like 3,000 miles away.
100%.
If someone's not being genuine, even like the least plugged in, like least artistic person is going to go, oh, well, that's not real.
And they're going to scroll.
Exactly, right. They're just going to go right on by, hit skip.
Yep. That's an argument about Benson Boone right now. Like, a lot of people are arguing that about him. I've obviously never met him, so I have no idea what is
right,
like
let's
real.
Bring him in.
Yeah, let's bring. I actually brought him today. Okay. Benson, he like backflips in.
That'd be amazing.
Kicks the TV.
Yeah,
all right.
He kicks the TV. The sets
one more time, and we're ending your life. That's the rule here. You can hit things once, but twice, too far. No, but yeah, I don't know. People say that a lot about Benson Boone. I don't have a real like hot take on him or anything.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't like. I hope
I just
he
see
dies,
that a lot.
But no, I'm kidding. Benson, I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I've listened to a few of his songs. Like, you know, I mean, they're pop songs. You know, I'm not. You know, if it's on at a bar or something, I'm not gonna like leave.
I think he's an entertainer through and through. And I think people might want him to, I guess, give more. And I'm sure he has depth, as everyone does. But like, I think people in his artistry, or at least where he is right now in his career, people maybe are like criticizing him for lack of depth.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he's an entertainer right now. Like, let him entertain, and then
plus,
he'll get there.
I learned recently
he'll like open
23.
up. Yeah, I'm like, dude, he'll have stories and he'll open up as he grows.
He's
like,
not even really a person yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't a person until I was like 25.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he also just like I don't know his full story, but I know that he's been around like a lot of input from industry people for a while.
Yeah.
So like that, like he's definitely doing what he needs to do to like solidify himself. And then like, and every artist to a degree, not every artist, but a lot of artists would prefer that route. Like you can solidify yourself and then you experiment. But
yeah. No, and I think people definitely are being too hard on him.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Bullying is like never it.
Yeah, I've seen people be like, he's a waste of life. And it's like, okay, relax.
Okay, get off the internet.
Yeah,
you need to go touch grass.
Right,
why is this man in a jumpsuit bothering you?
Yeah, I was like, why are you getting so angry that you're
upset.
like wishing death upon this 23-year-old who does backflips?
And sings. Like, what is he doing wrong?
Yeah. Oh my
gosh.
God.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. That's so funny. Anyway.
We love you, Benson.
Yeah, we love you, Benson.
Flip in here anytime.
Yeah, come on the show. I'll let you do a backflip. It'll be great. So I understand that some of your influences were 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
And then Haley Kiyoko, is that how you pronounce it?
Haley Kiyoko.
Kiyoko, okay.
Actually, I can't even lie to you. You said that and like that might have come from online, but like, and I was for some reason knee-jerked to go along with it, but I'm not going to. To be honest, 21 Pilots and Haley Kiyoko have never been influences for me.
Really?
I'm not sure where that came from. To be honest, I think when people ask me what my inspirations are, I get nervous. Because I just say stuff, or like whatever's off the bat.
Before,
yeah, and because I have an interview with Warped Tour when I was a kid, and they said, "What are your influences?" or whatever, and I literally blanked and said Neutral Milk Hotel. I've never ever listened to that band. I had to listen to them afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I knew of them, like in theory, but I had no idea. And I literally got off, and my manager looks at me after the interview. She's like, "I didn't know that you liked Neutral Milk Hotel." I was like, "I don't even know their music."
How old were you when you said that?
Maybe 20. I was maybe 20.
A 20-year-old.
I was so nervous.
I love Neutral Milk Hotel.
I was so nervous, and I'm imagining whatever interview I said Haley Kiyoko and 21 Pilots, I was also nervous. Because to be honest, I really don't know what inspires my music sometimes because I don't really like, it seems so like either baked into like music I grew up in, or it's like in like a story. Like it's so story focused. Yeah. You know, it's never like, oh, I want to like be like Billie Eilish or I want to be like this person. Yeah. But sometimes there's a pressure in the industry to like identify with someone just so that you like make sense.
Absolutely. And one of my previous guests articulated something similar. That, like, it's so there's this weird thing that like, and she was from the UK and she actually was saying that like, this is less of a thing in Europe, but in America, like especially like in music journalism, you always have to be compared to someone bigger.
Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah,
or to like even like have like the listener understand you for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know, like I'm kind of just making my own thing, and I kind of have always felt that way. But I also did like I'm sure I've like because like I said, for example, Neutral Milk Hotel. There have been times where I've just felt pressure to say something, you know?
Right, yeah.
Because I don't want to be like, oh, I don't know.
Milk Hotel.
I'm just doing my own thing. Like, now I'm older and I'm more confident saying that. But, like, maybe growing up, I would have been more like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody. Somebody.
That is very... In the Airplane Over the Sea is a great album, though.
Yeah. Who is that?
That's Neutral Milk Hotel.
See, I told you I didn't listen.
You should listen to it. It is very good.
I remember looking up a YouTube video and, like, listening to it with my manager in that moment, and I was like, what is this?
That is very funny. Like, of all the bands to say before you listen, that like, I love you, Jesus Christ.
I was on Tumblr. I don't know.
That is hilarious.
I really think that is why I said that, because I saw them on Tumblr or something. I don't know. Like,
they were big on Tumblr for sure.
That's definitely.
I mean, they're kind of cited as like some of the first like of modern indie.
Oh, okay.
Which is why they're very.
Were they like emo ever?
No, not real. I mean, I guess like lyrically, yeah, but like In the Airplane Over the Sea is basically like a concept album about Anne Frank.
Whoa.
It's reading about, even if you don't listen
now
to
I'm
it.
interested.
Go read about the album. It's like, and it's funny. It's like basically become, it's almost a meme at this point because it's like so, like that band is worshipped by like music people.
Yeah.
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 It's very interesting.
I bet I feel like I need to actually check them out because I totally overlooked them as like a random band.
Yeah, it is very influential, like on modern indie. Like if you listen to it, you'll hear like, oh, this is where people started doing this kind of stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was onto something. I didn't know it, but I was onto something.
I would play some Neutral Milk Hotel, but we'll probably get a copyright strike because I think they're pretty. Yeah. Anyway. So your influences we don't really know necessarily. So I'll just ask, what are you listening to now? These days?
Lot of 90s music. Okay. I've gone back to 90s music, really heavy. There's just one band that I'm blanking on right now, but
Nirvana?
The Fray.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I do love Nirvana though. I'm guilty of that. But no, the Fray. Like they're not necessarily 90s, but like I've also gone back into like the 2000s lately.
Dude, the Fray, people
I love them. They sleep.
People shit on the Fray.
I don't know how. I agree. The best songs I've ever seen.
How to Save a Life?
Yeah, like honestly.
Oh my god.
The parts are so strong. They're so like relatively simple, and like the lyrics always are so universal in a way. Like music at some point in the later like 2000s got really specific, and I like it sometimes, and other times I'm like, this is like, it sounds too much, like it's taking me out of my own fun interpretation of it. And especially like being an artist myself, I don't want you to lay it all out. Like I want you to give me a bit of like a coloring book. So like I want to listen to a song and like imagine things. I don't want to hear like very specifically, you were on 6th Street, the girl had blonde hair, and you've known her for 17 years, and like blah blah blah.
I feel like that's coming back now, like that voice.
The specifics.
Yeah, the specifics.
Yeah, it totally is.
I don't really mess with it, honestly.
I know, and I think it's because of the TikTok hooks. Like I think it's because like people love, like you can start with a story or something and it works on like TikTok, but like for the actual experience of a song, I feel like it doesn't.
No, I agree. See, I almost like are you a Vampire Weekend
I used to listen to them, yeah. I haven't heard them in years, but I used to listen to them.
I like that kind of writing of their early stuff where it's like, you're almost like, what the fuck is this
what is he
guy
saying?
talking
Nirvana.
about? Or,
what is he saying?
Yeah, Nirvana is like the ultimate example of like...
what is happening?
Yeah, like
and I love
the kids for food.
And
like,
I love it.
Yeah,
I
no,
eat
it's
it up.
great.
Like, what are you saying? I don't know, but I love it.
Yeah, but no, I love, like you just said, I love stuff where it's like the meaning is not necessarily ultra clear.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit more of you can... kind of insert your own story into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's exactly like my thing. I like 90s music because that's what I grew up on. 90s hip hop, like 90s rock bands, grunge bands. Oh my God, definitely grunge bands, always. And then those early 2000s, the boy is yearning for some girl pop song, or it's like deep and thoughtful.
Fall Out Boy?
I did like Fall Out Boy. I never had like an obsession phase. So when I say I like Fall Out Boy, I'm immediately like, oh, don't look at me, because everyone who loves Fall Out Boy loves Fall Out Boy, which makes sense. They're great.
Oh, yeah.
But I never like dove into that degree.
Yeah.
But I did love them. But I was like more pop radio. Like I loved the
like
pop radio
top
bands.
40.
Yeah, like if I'm honest, a lot like the Fray. Really the Fray. Like I did like early Coldplay. I wasn't like obsessed, but I did like Coldplay.
I love early Coldplay.
See, and now they're doing amazing things still. So like these bands are they're timeless. And like I love the aspect of it that feels timeless. I don't know. Like I know like the Fray you can kind of pigeonhole, but like their lyrics, I just feel like there's not going to be a time where like somebody listens to that and can't like somehow emotionally connect. Like I guess that's what draws me in. Like I like the emotional aspect. I like the story. Like when I'm writing, it's always like trying to capture that like subconscious feeling.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was one of my later questions, but we'll just get into it now. So you're a story-based writer.
100%.
So when you say story, do you like have like specific characters? Like, are you like actually fleshing out like an actual narrative?
I have never really done that in the sense of like really naming a character, like going as far as like that.
Yeah, like this is Ben or...
Yeah. But like aspects of self, sure. Like I feel like each song maybe captures an aspect of myself. A lot of my songwriting though, it doesn't happen as like, it's very intuitive. Like it's very much, I literally sit down with a guitar and just like sing when I find like a chord that like feels good. Like when it feels right with whatever I'm feeling in the moment. And then I capture that and then I'll go back and like sometimes I'll add words or like do the crafting part like after the song has been like created. But then like I actually did kind of create a character with my last release, Camera Boy, where I went into a super dark world and like that was different and like very different than me. I didn't name the character or anything, but this felt like an extension of like not really even an extension of self, but like something separate from myself. Like this was like a darker, like more like powerful, like enigmatic, if that's even how you say that word. I'm gonna be so real. Type of character. Like, I don't know. And there's something very alluring like to it, or alluring. Again, sorry if I'm saying all these words wrong, but it's something really I don't know, dark and sensual and camera boy that like I don't feel like I carry in my day to day, but like I do feel like it was fun to play like dress up in this song.
Yeah, it was almost right, because that's what I was. We're going to get into some songs here specifically a little bit later, but
sure.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed about Camera Boys. It's very tonally different than pretty much everything you've ever made.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool.
Thank you. It's like one of my favorite things that I've done. Like, like ever. To be honest,
the beat is awesome.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
Aiden.
Driving, like the piano. Yeah, it's like very haunting and like you said, like dark and sexy.
Yeah, there's just a world.
Time.
Like it feels more like an experience. Like I feel than just like a story. It's like you really are kind of like when you watch a horror movie. Like you watch it and you're like, it's like scary and it's crazy, but it takes you out of your own life for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what Camera Boy was to me. Like it was like that, the experience of like feeling something.
It's very much. It's like an audio movie.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like that's literally what drives me. Like this the whole idea of like literally like forcing someone out of a place of indifference. Like I whatever I'm making, like the goal is to like make your not always like make your hair stand up or anything so dramatic, but like to stop the person in their tracks. Like I never want to write a song that you can just like throw in the background and kind of be like, this is cool.
Like, that's cool.
Like I want people to kind of like stop and be like, wait a second.
And that's great because I feel like that's kind of to what we were talking about earlier. I feel like a lot of artists also fall into that trap of like, because that's what the industry is pushing.
Yeah.
Of like this background sort of like.
You can just throw it on.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, music is supposed to be an event. It's like, at least that's what I think. I mean, it's like, it's one of the most impressive things that humans are able to do.
I 100% agree.
And like, when I listen to music, I don't want to just like throw it on while I'm cooking or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, I mean, sure, I listen to music while doing stuff, but like.
you really want to feel it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like when I listen to your stuff, it's like, I want to just sit down and just like take it in.
I really appreciate that. Like I'm gonna cry. Stop. I really, really appreciate that. Like that's the effect that I want. Like it's like everything that makes me feel connected to other people. So like
exactly,
I need it so bad. So like I just love that comes through it all. So like that always means so much. Like it's so awesome to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad I could almost make you cry.
You might by the end of this interview.
By the end of
there's some time. Let's see.
All right, Dustin. Let's make a bet if I can make her cry. No, I'm kidding. So, going back to a little bit more of the timeline stuff. So you, I understand, on your Wikipedia page, you started Small Talks on May 31st, 2015, specifically.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure where that date came from.
And that's funny because that was my 21st birthday.
Oh, okay.
My
Happy
birthday! Is May 31st, yeah.
I was thinking about you when I was like, he's going to really like this.
So, regardless of where that came out, so that project kind of blew up pretty fast.
Yeah, actually.
In a way, yeah. It was, to my understanding, it was, you had these songs and you just got a group together to play them and started playing around Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of shot off. Like, you started the band and then 2 years later you played Warp's Tour.
Yeah.
What was that like? I mean, not to do the cliche, what was that like?
No,
question, but like that must have been fucking wild.
It was amazing. It was a lot of work though. Like I'm telling you, I was obsessive. Like a lot of people will be like, and I love that and get that 100%. Like when people say they want something, but like I would like do everything to like get whatever I wanted, and like what I wanted was like this
even
band
kill?
to be seen.
No,
I mean, camera point. I'm just kidding. It's kind of suggests it's got like that dark sound, but no. I just like, I literally wrote New Dork Pity, and when I put that out, I was like doing everything I could to like get people in my town to show up to a show. Yeah. And like the idea of bringing 200 people, which is what I was doing at that point, to a tiny coffee shop in Myrtle Beach was like insane. Like the scene hadn't, like I was
right.
I was
doing that in LA. I mean, that's hard to do in LA.
Yes, it is.
But in Myrtle Beach,
it's like half the town. It's not
right.
Like,
I was going to say, like, how many locals are there in Myrtle Beach? Like 50.
Yeah, like it's not literally, but yeah, like you have like 10 people who show up, and some of them are employees usually, like these kinds of events and these shows and stuff, and half of them are bands. Like I've been to so many shows in Myrtle Beach where you got like literally 3 to 4 people, and I think what set me apart is that like I guess when it comes to approach wise, is a lot of people forget the like I guess like the aspect of like having to give music to other people. Like I think that a lot of artists will just like kind of create the music and think that's enough.
Yep.
And I'm like, I have never been motivated, I guess, by that. I've been motivated by connection. So I'm always like, I want to feel seen like so desperately.
The end goal of the music is to share it with other people, not just for it to exist.
Right. And like I think a lot of musicians, and like this is definitely a hot take, but I think a lot of musicians believe that just because they're a musician, they're like deserve things. And I don't think that like I agree with there's a lot of bitter musicians out there. I agree with you, bitter musicians, that we're not paid enough and we don't get this. But I can also name, and that sucks. It sucks about the whole world though. Like musicians are not the exception to not being paid enough or not being treated well. Like teachers should get paid so much more, and they still show up to work and they show up with passion. Hopefully, most of them. You know, there's bitter teachers too. But the idea is like, just being a musician is not enough. And I also have this concept of like, literally anyone can be taught music. Like I can teach anyone what makes an artist special, like versus like an artist and a musician. There's musicians can play music and they can, but an artist has a point of view that like they are willing to share. Like that's it. Yeah. And like I think so many musicians who are bitter, it's like you're skipping over the aspect of being an artist and you're just playing music. Like people aren't connecting with you because you're not being vulnerable. You're not being your full self, your shadow self.
I am so fucking happy to hear you say that.
I'm here.
Here
with the hot takes.
I almost want to stand up and give you a standing ovation. I am, and people might call me elitist for this, I am a big proponent of the separation of the term musician and the term artist.
I back that 100%.
Yeah.
It's like, so true.
Right. Just because you can play Eruption by Eddie Van Halen
does not make you an artist.
Does not mean you're an artist.
You're also an imitator too, because I mean, like in that specific context of like if you're literally just playing other people's songs, like you're not even writing songs.
Right. Yeah.
So like, and anyone can be taught the skill of songwriting or music, but no one can show up as their truest self with vulnerability. And like we talk about that full picture shadow self that people shy away from or can't like engage with because whatever reason, like that negative aspect of self, if you aren't willing to like take and have compassion for your entirety, you're not going to be able to access that vulnerability that draws people in when you're an artist.
You're fucking spitting
like
right
that's
now.
What makes people an artist. I think about it all the time. All I'm ever thinking about is art and music. Like
our conversation, I just want to say our conversation we've been having is literally why I started this podcast.
Oh, good.
Because I have like,
that's amazing.
I felt like I had no one to talk about this kind of shit with.
Me, always, anytime. Yeah. You call me at 2 a.m. and be like, listen, I just had a thought.
Yeah, but it's like that, like everything you just said is like, I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said.
Yeah.
To hear someone else articulate that is just so crazy.
I'm glad that you see it too. Like I think about this stuff all the time too, and I definitely don't walk down the street and find people who like know what I'm talking about. So it's very cool to like come on and like have it be heard and understood, because I think about it all the time. And like it goes back to, again, like a lot of musicians are bitter, but like I don't know, I think that is a driving factor. Like that got me from, like, I think that's why my career went so fast, is because I was already like, from the moment I was able to, I had such a unique like set of like childhood experiences that put me in a place of constant self-reflection or like introspection. And like I just always was like looking at myself and like putting myself out there, and like I think that became such a way of me connecting with the world around me and like seeing myself, that like I had no problem like doing everything I needed to do to say I'm an artist and I make music, and like you can listen to it and you can hate it or you can love it, but like I'm inviting you regardless. And like I also didn't see, like, I had no clue what marketing was, which benefited me so much, because I didn't have like, I think not at the time, not having a niche, not having any kind of like, I was talking to freaking anybody who would listen about my music. I was like, come to my show. It's at this place. I was going to old people's houses. I had like old people at my shows. I had a random dad and his family who couldn't relate, but he was excited because my excitement sparked their excitement.
Exactly.
They just liked seeing somebody doing life.
People love, even if they don't, like, even if they're not your like target demo, like,
which
people,
is like eye roll to me personally.
Right.
Like, personally.
No, people are so obsessed with like,
passion,
metrics. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, if people can tell you are passionate about something, they will enjoy watching you.
Yeah.
Like, even like I go down YouTube rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Of
oh my God,
shit
me
that,
too.
Like, I would never, like, fucking fishing.
Yeah, why am I watching this? But the guy's so hype.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's like, if people, like, it's literally infectious. Like,
Yeah.
if you see someone who's, like, really excited about something, it makes you get excited about
100%.
it. And that just goes back to the, the whole purpose of music is connection thing.
Mhm.
It's like, people, like, human beings we're desperate for a connection. Like,
All the
we're
time.
literally hardwired. That's why we were able to create society,
Mhm.
is so we can connect with people. And, like, any way people can do that, they'll be receptive to it for the most part.
Yes, 100%.
And I think, to your point, that's a thing that a lot of artists trying to make it today don't understand, is that the king will always be connection, real connection with real people.
Always. Like, not even down to, like, talent is, like, the least important thing.
Yeah.
Like, when you want, like, sustainable relationships with your fans. And I think, too, I go back to, like, growing up in Myrtle Beach and stuff, like, and obviously it's, like, a male-dominated industry. And
Sure.
which is, like, mostly on the lower scale, because it's funny when you get to the higher, it's like all we see is like queens of pop like taking over. It's like so like it's like almost like a fake promise for anyone starting out in music, because you go to sound stuff, the sound guy's mean to you, or assumes you don't know your instrument or this or that. Like, I've experienced so much of that. And then, like, I was so underestimated by so many people, especially bands who had been grinding a lot in Myrtle Beach for a long time. Like, they really talked their shit on me.
Oh, yeah.
They talked their shit on me, dude.
That's
They
a good
did
point.
they did not like me. They talked their shit on me, and I did not care. I still had so much respect for them, and I still would look to them for, like, advice or help, and, like, go to their shows. I was always supporting them, but I had to, like, prove myself. And I didn't even really try to prove myself. I was never motivated by the idea of, like, I need to make these guys like me. I was just like, they'll catch on eventually or they won't. Like,
and yeah, if
it's
they
not,
don't, then
it's not my problem.
Right.
And they're doubting me, and then it's because I wasn't as much of a musician as they were. Like, these are great musicians.
Once again,
but
goes
they're not,
back to the
they don't have the strengths that I have, and I don't have the strengths that they have. So like, we were opposites in that way. But, like, I was so impressed by their musicianship and their history of, like, doing it and, like, knowing how to do these things, and I was so eager to learn. And, like, they're, like, doubting me because my band doesn't sound as good yet. We're still kind of shitty. Like, we're still a shitty kid band.
Right,
we're not that great. But, like, we put on a damn good show regardless, because we do it for the people in the room and for ourselves and for the release, and that's obvious. Even if our guitars don't sound as great, or, like, our tones aren't there yet, or our drummer isn't, like, super dialed in at the moment. Like, people still... Our shows still had 200 plus people.
Passion is always,
and you guys didn't.
Yeah, Passion's always going to sell more tickets than.
You can learn. Like, you can technically. I don't know. Like, this is, I guess, like a whole debate in its own self. But, like, you can be taught to be better. Like, my music sounds so much better now. I'm a much better singer now. Like, all of that things that people doubted me on, I have now. Like, I've worked on that. But like, have these people who had those doubts and that bitterness, have they worked on, like, what I had from the start, which is, like, I guess, like, the spark, the passion, the open door, like,
this is, if you really want to spark a debate, do you think that artists are born or made?
See, that's kind of what I was thinking right there. I really like I think about myself, I guess, for example, I wouldn't be an artist without a couple of things. I know I'm neurodivergent, so that affects my relationship with the world, and having a impacted relationship with the world that's, like, it wasn't, like, I guess things didn't come easy to me. Like, social cues didn't come easy. Relationships didn't come easy. I was queer, so, like, I was already an outcast from the beginning, already overstudying myself because I'm like, what's wrong with me that people reject me all the time?
Yeah.
Like, why am I this way? So I'm already looking at myself in a mirror in a way that people typically don't either want to do or have to do when I'm, like, a child. And then also my family, like, situation, like, everything, like, all of that impacted how I moved through the world, and the way you move through the world defines you as an artist. So it's like,
big time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like maybe it's a little bit of both, because it's like I was born this way, like, with my brain the way it is. And then on the top of that, I was given an environment that forced me to essentially be the kid who locks themselves in their room and just, like, talks to themselves all day.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do that, like, if I didn't spend all this time alone imagining my own world,
right,
like, using,
would you be as effective as a writer?
I wouldn't be.
No,
I definitely wouldn't be.
not.
So, like, I think it's environmental, and, like, I also have seen, like, people who have certain aspects of, like, a magnetic personality, like, they just have a spark, they know how to talk to people, and then they end up becoming artists. Like, I think of Jaden Hossler a lot. I don't know if you know who that is. Jaden Hossler. He's like a TikTok star turned musician, but long story short, he was signed by Travis Barker after, like, his first single.
Oh, wow.
And he was signed, I watched him at least from the beginning of his public career, And he put out, like, this is a kid who's, like, very TikToker, very, like, on, like, the side of, like, we just dance and, like, kind of act stupid and, like, get into relationships and, like, that kind of side of TikTok. And then all of a sudden he's signed by Travis Barker. He's under the wing of Machine Gun Kelly and Travis all the time. The dude had already had a magnetic personality, a way with people, a clear viewpoint of the world, but I don't know if he necessarily knew how to be an artist yet.
Yeah.
But he was under the wing of people who are so... Long story short, Jaden's like a big deal now. Like, not a big deal. That's kind of the wrong way to put it, but Jaden is like...
He's like an artist.
He's an artist now.
Yeah.
And I watched him, like, kind of blossom into that. And that was completely, like, taught, but he also sort of had this natural risk-taker attitude. Like, he was willing to pursue what he wanted. He was willing to live a different alternative life. And he has a set of experiences that he's open to putting into his music.
Yeah, I mean, we could...
Bars.
Literally, yeah, I mean, where you've been fucking spitting this whole time.
We're spitting together.
Yeah.
We're just writing a rap right now. We gotta call in the producer. Let's do this.
Yeah, we gotta, we'll just turn this whole thing into a song. Anyway, so I understand that you also said I believe this is a recent interview, another podcast you did, that if you were not a musician, you'd be a detective.
Yep, I do. I still feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've actually put references to true crime in your newest song, Camera Boy.
I have. Camera Boy. You're the first person to note that, by the way.
Oh, really?
You're the first person to note that, 100%.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but before we get into some of your some specifics of your songs that you've released, how would you like to play a little game?
Let's do it.
All right. So this is the first time we're playing a game that we've already played before. It's called Two Takes and a Lie. Or sorry, Two Lies and a Take.
Okay.
Got it backward. So, me and Cayley have come up with 3 music-related takes. 2 of them we do not actually believe, and 1 of them we do actually believe. Okay, so Cayley, why don't you go?
Okay, let me pull out my list because I don't remember anything ever. All right. I made 2 sets, so I'm gonna picture which one is better. Okay, which one is harder? I think.
Yeah, let's go with a challenging one.
Okay, these are hot. These are hot takes, guys.
Hot takes, ripping hot takes.
These are some really hot takes. Okay. Okay. Billie Eilish built the moody indie girl empire, and then TikTok handed it to Gracie Abrams.
Whoa.
That's take 1.
Oh, so we're getting Okay.
They only get hotter.
Okay. All right, I'm ready for it.
First one, Billie built the moody indie girl empire, so she started it, and then TikTok handed it over to Gracie Abrams. All right. My second one is bands are never going to make a comeback. Bands, as we know it, are never going to make a comeback. That's take number 2.
Oh, my God.
Number 3, Girl in Red doesn't get enough credit for inspiring the entire TikTok era queer indie wave.
Jesus. These are like PhD theses. I went like
I am not media trained.
Concerts should start earlier. Whoa, and then you're like, I think
I am not media trained.
No,
I'll never be PR trained.
I love it. Fuck that.
They're hard though. That's 3 hot takes. We got to figure out which one I actually lean more.
Okay, so let me repeat these and think about them. I see.
Yeah, you got to vet me a little bit.
Yeah,
figure out which one I
okay.
actually sit with.
Billie Eilish built the indie sad girl empire, and then TikTok gave it to Gracie Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
The second take was that bands will never ever make a comeback, and the third take was that Girl in Red does not get enough credit for making queer TikTok, basically.
Yeah, like pioneering the indie girl queer TikTok movement as far as musicians go.
Okay, let me. Okay. Well, who do you think is the better artist, Billie Eilish or Gracie Abrams?
Oh, that's a tough question.
I do enjoy them both, so I'm not giving shade to either.
I don't want to give my opinions until we reveal it, so I'm not going to go too deep in, but I will answer the question. I'll answer the question, but I don't want to give details on why.
I got you.
But I'm going to say Billie.
Okay.
I'm going to say Billie is a better artist without context, so don't come for me yet.
Yeah. Just hold your
thoughts, yeah. Hold the hate mail.
Okay. Girl in Red. See, the thing is, I do not know a ton about Girl in Red.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a big fan of hers.
I do like Girl in Red.
And that's one of your dream collaborations.
Love it. I feel like for some reason I have this impression that we have a lot in common. I don't know why. A parasocial idea that we could be good friends, genuinely. So
yeah, I mean, hey, but
maybe one day.
Girl in Red, if you hit Cayley up.
If you want to backflip into the
yeah, if you want to back, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring her in. Let's backflip her into the.
We actually brought her.
She's here today. What if I really did surprise you?
I would be like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'd be like, I'm like, damn, okay, hello.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I hope I'm right. We can actually get along.
Well, she's like, I fucking hate that bitch.
I'd be like, damn. Sorry, dog. Was it the TikToks of 2020? Asking to collaborate? Is that what it did?
Oh my god. Damn, this is tough. Okay, so bands, I know the most. I think I can get good info on the second take. So you believe that basically the era of bands is over.
As we know it, yeah.
As we know it. Do you see, I don't think, because no, you're very online. So you know that like Sleep Token is big and that like the kids love Deftones. I don't think you would really believe that because I think actually there's objective evidence to the opposite that's happening right now. So I think that one is a lie. So I'm between the Gracie Abrams and the Girl in Red. Girl in Red. Okay, so what specifically did Girl in Red pioneer? Like when you say, like, define.
That's a good question.
Yeah, define the queer indie girl or indie person. Define that for me.
Okay, so I genuinely feel like there was a huge shift, at least from my consumption of media, in 2020 and around the COVID period, where we suddenly I saw so many people who were like me. I was like, there's so many like queer people, there's so many indie people, there's so many like people doing this or that. Like the world blew up and got larger somehow because of TikTok connecting so many people. I was like, wow, there's actually so many queer people in the world. And I'm saying with this take that Girl in Red didn't get enough credit for being like one of the first queer artists to sort of like take over through TikTok, like in a second way.
Okay,
like
I see.
Yeah, and she was like the first, like there were so many like things that she did that were like beginning trends that like her fan base started and like queer people really
like
took
what?
To. Do you listen to Girl in Red as like a way of asking?
A little bit.
Oh no, that was one of them.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, sorry, I see.
No, people would say like when like a long time ago there was this like lesbian thing to find out if someone was a lesbian discreetly. You would say, "Do you know Dorothy?" And then now there was like a do you listen to Girl in Red as a discreet way of basically finding out if someone is queer. And like she like and then like we fell in love in October start like blew up a second time like with the app and everything, and she just became this like pinpoint,
like this legend.
Like this pinpoint for all queer people. And like the take is that she like defined that, and then all the other queer artists kind of like fell afterwards, like fell in suit afterwards.
Okay, so let me ask you the same question then about Billie Eilish.
Okay.
And Gracie Abrams. When you say the sad indie girl empire, are you just talking about that like that's one of the dominant aesthetics on TikTok?
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm not that online. Okay, I am going to go with, because I think your answers are so much more specific with the last one. I think you actually believe the Girl in Red. I'm going to lock that in.
You're right.
Hey,
you're 100% right.
I knew it.
That's also like the only one that's positive, because the rest are like could be taken as insults, and that one is like the only one where I'm like, oh. So to clear up my name here, I love Gracie Abrams, and I actually don't believe at all that like TikTok gave anything or even put them in competition. Like I wouldn't even say they're in competition. Two totally different artists.
Yeah, I was gonna say honestly, the audiences are. I mean, there's definitely a lot of overlap, but it's not a full circle. There's definitely some
100%.
separation there.
Yeah, and then I love like when it's like who's a better artist. I think they both offer such totally different things.
I agree. Yeah.
But I do want to say Billie only because maybe I just don't know enough about Gracie Abrams' history. But I just feel like again, how we define artists, like just in this like podcast, how we've talked about them. Billie has more of that, I feel, than like Gracie does.
I would say Billie because Gracie's dad ruined Star Wars. Anyway, Gracie Abrams, come on the show.
Backflip.
Backflip in anytime. And then the second one I think is just objectively not true.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of happening.
I actually feel so opposite about that.
Yeah,
I think bands are
agree.
I think we are in desperate need of a good band.
Oh yeah,
like,
and I think a band resurgence is coming.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like what I was like, you know, Sleep Token, Bring Me the Horizon. I think they're kind of the early indicators that like you're going to start. I think. You know, shoegaze also. There's a lot of kids, like I'm talking like 19, 20 that are starting bands rather than starting like a solo project like bedroom pop. So yeah, I think we're kind of on the initial of a wave.
Yeah, it's gonna come back, and I think it's not gonna feel the same, but I think it, like I'm talking about, people.
It's going to be massive.
Yes, and we need that too, because we've gotten so into the digital era, we've gone so far, and like you know how trends circle back. Like we want the garage band, we want the grungy band, we want the band that's gonna like make you feel like you're connecting with actual life again. Yeah. Like that's what we want.
I agree.
100%. Bands are coming back. Bands are 1,000% coming back.
I agree.
I was lying through my teeth.
Obviously, we talked a little bit about Small Talks, which was your, your band sort of kind of thing that was more so rock centric. Although the second record was a little bit more. It was fun. I listened to your whole discography.
Oh, cool! Thank you.
And I could see this morph. Like the first record with New Dork Pity on it was like very like indie pop punkish, like just pretty much straight rock. Then the second record was like still rock, but like a lot more pop influence.
Yeah.
And then you changed famously from Small Talks to your actual name, Cayley Spivey. And the first release, I believe it was like So Fucked Up, right? SFU.
Yeah.
That was like just pure pop. Like an 11 out of 10 on the pop scale.
Yeah.
So I guess initially I want to ask, what was that? Like, what sparked that transition?
I guess it was really, really influenced by being a solo artist and also a bit of bitterness toward the pop punk scene. I really wanted to like establish a separation between myself and the pop punk scene. I love the pop punk scene in general, but I think at that period when I was writing this like new record, I had just changed my name and like was stuck in the pop punk world with Small Talks, and the pop punk world was like not celebratory of women.
Yeah.
Lots.
Really?
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of allegations going around for people that I like had knew of or was fans of that was like disappointing me over and over again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're like
it was horrible.
What the fuck were these guys
What are they doing?
Like literally like half of the people that were big were like, they were
exposed.
Like, they were like doing stuff to like teenagers, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
And
with
abusing
these people?
their place as like a band. Like it goes back to just because you play guitar does not mean you should be like able to just sleep with any random person who likes you because you play guitar.
Women owe me sex because I'm good at guitar.
Yeah, it's freaking
it's
gross.
A crazy thing to think.
Right, and I was getting really tired of being associated with that scene, and it was like everywhere I looked there was like that type of character, and I was like, I am literally a queer person who majority listens to like pop and like radio pop, and I also love my emo Midwest shit. Love it. I'll never not. Like that's like my shit, screaming
like
that stuff.
Thursday.
Yes, but every fucking time I'd scream it, I find out the dude is a jackass or he's a weird creep. So
were you a Brand New fan?
I was growing up. I really liked his lyrics, but it seemed like everybody who was like, oh, I love their lyrics, find out they were like really bad. Like, and I'm like, God damn, you're like actually, you're not a great person. So that was super disappointing.
That's saying it very lightly.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, no. So your movement was almost. I mean, I'm sure obviously part of it was musical.
Yeah.
But it was in a way to sort of like reject the issues you were seeing with the pop punk scene.
100%. And so like literally try to separate myself so that people would stop thinking of me as pop punk. Also, there was a lot of confusion around me being a band. A lot of people thought I was a band because of my name, which is part of the reason I changed my name, because I wanted people to understand that it was just me, because I felt like again, I'm just like a queer artist. I do everything alone, and like I would be asked about stuff and like asked about things that didn't make sense to what I was doing. So I was like, maybe this will clear it up. And at the time, I was also gaining a lot of traction on the internet under my own name and my own personality.
Right, because you were kind of blowing up on social media.
Right. So I took advantage of that moment and that like notoriety around my name, and was like, I'm going to go and start putting things out under my own name so that people know I'm a solo project and that people know, like, so that I don't get asked to play shows with bands who are like attacking their audience. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, yeah, exactly. Literally.
Like all of my touring opportunities, like after like this, like during this period, like not like my previous ones, but like I'm talking about the ones that I was getting, like things that were coming my way or whatever, or like we were being asked about. It was always like bands that were like questionable. So I was like, I don't want to feel like this is the only genre that I'm going to get opportunities in, because all of these, also with the time period, a lot of these bands were trying to get a female-led pop punk band to make themselves look like good guys. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like also to like eject, or what's the word? Like basically prove like, because there was also a bunch of backlash about guys not taking women on tour. So they were like, if we asked Cayley, 100%, and I was over it, because
that's never a good feeling. No matter, yeah.
So yeah, I went so extreme with that record for multiple reasons. It was that, and it was to like leverage the time. Like the time period was really good. I liked pop music. I wanted to see if I could just write, like me and my producer at the time, we wanted to see if we could just make a really, really solid pop record and like maybe get some industry attention that could like help like bring me out of this stuck scene that I was like becoming so bitter about and like disgusted with, and like propel me hopefully into like queer pop world, because that was where so many queer people were shining. And I'm like fully like my name, queer personalities all out now, like full front and center, where Small Talks I was hiding behind the moniker a little bit.
Okay, that's actually another question. So you were not out yet when you were in Small, or were you?
I was out, but it was not reflected in the music. Like I would avoid using pronouns, so like nobody knew the songs were about a girl. I would like there were just aspects that were not as like as personal as they could be.
Yeah, because I picked up, when listening to lyrics, I picked up some like hints that you would drop, like in the song Dancers. The lyric, like, I'm going crazy, but I can try to hide it.
Yeah.
Was that sort of a little bit of a wink at hiding, like wanting to conceal these kinds of feelings?
Oh yeah. I mean, like at the time period, I feel like I was hiding a lot of feelings in general. Like I was like exploring them, but in a way that just like wasn't full. Like, so I think like also leaving that moniker was a big risk, because it like left behind all of my work. It was an artistic
rebirth.
100%.
Really, it sounds like.
100,000%. And I still haven't recovered from it from a touring standpoint. Like, if I'm real, I need opportunities like with like other artists, but it's been really hard to get that because now I'm in the pop world, and that's a whole different game.
The pop world's a lot more competitive.
So hard. It's so hard to get like support tours in this world. Where pop punk, especially at that time period where everyone wants a token like female on the road, whatever.
Right. Like you were probably getting like tons of, especially with the early success.
Yeah,
you're getting like
I mean, with all that, like there was the token ask, and then there was like just the perfect alignment where what I was doing with my career was working. Like, so it was just like, I don't know, like, but it made it seem really like, I didn't ever think it was easy. I worked my ass off forever, but like at the time it felt like it was easier to do tours or get tours, but breaking into this new market is way harder. Yeah. So like I'm really just kind of hoping that down the line sometime soon I can start touring as much as I did with Small Talks, but it's going to be so different.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Does any part of you like resent the music of Small Talks?
No, never. I love Small Talks. I really do.
You still play Small Talk songs at shows?
Have sometimes. I've played them, I think Oceans recently, like on like a show maybe in the last year. But I've tried to only play my new stuff just to like bring it to the front a little bit more. Yeah. And because it's just more accurate to where I'm at now. But no, I don't hate that music at all. I love that music. I think it's a perfect timepiece for where I was. Yeah.
Because it is like your new stuff is phenomenal, but that stuff is really good as well.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you don't like, because I was kind of worried about that, like, oh, is like she going to want to talk about this music? Because some artists have a very adversarial relationship, like especially if they change projects or change names.
I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
No, it feels like a part of me. Definitely.
That's
just part
great.
Of me.
Yeah.
And a good part. I look back on Small Talks era as like that was an awesome era. There was a lot of, I was working really hard, but I also, which is rare, this next thing, I was getting as much reward for as hard as I was working.
Yeah.
And I don't have that now. Like I'm not seeing as much reward, as fast paced. Like I said, I'm in a harder market. It's harder.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be able to just like have as much access to like networking with like certain people or like meeting friends or whatever, where the pop punk scene is just smaller.
Right.
It's like easier to get
like,
around.
It's easier to get to know the top players because there's not.
They're like down the road. Like that's another thing.
Exactly.
Like, and like in this world, it's like they're down the road, but like in their LA mansion. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you're
the money is even so different. Like pop punk band still is probably working a coffee shop job. Like they're like you're still like they're
you could be a massive band and like except for literally like the top like
top
three
is
or
top,
four.
top of top that you can ever imagine.
Yeah,
and
like,
still even them they're normal. Like and then in the pop world, like the people that I need to like know or like whatever to hopefully get opportunities with or like meet and like make something cool together. There's so many barriers. And like so much numbers that need to be involved before you can even like get your foot through the door. So
I feel like I mean I don't obviously I'm not as well versed in the pop punk. You know I'm sure you know a lot more than me, but I imagine it's a little bit more like, oh well this person's making cool music, so yeah we'll play a show with them. Whereas pop is all just like how many followers do they have, like how many monthly listeners, like you know even if the music is great, if they don't stack up in that way. Then, you know, tough cookies.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Or like labels. Like really like
labels gatekeep it a lot more.
Yeah, because it really is like I see artists that I love like blowing up and then I see them signed to a label and now they're on a tour with that mainstream pop artist that's on that label. And I'm like, it's because this industry like works in like the way of like I'm gonna blow up everybody and it's like awesome, but like the doors don't open until the industry does, like for this one, and the industry is the hardest thing to crack, like that because that's the person who's sitting there with the number card and like do you have this, do you have virality, blah blah blah, like
it's still very gatekept,
so 100%. And it's like honestly like it's I like the challenge, it's exciting, but like obviously I think the downfall of it is like all this time missed where I could be like touring and like interacting with fans and like making impressions on people.
Right, you
and,
could
like,
be becoming a better artist,
100%.
But instead you have to spend time on this like
getting the numbers up and all that stuff.
This
and
really
that sucks.
Menial,
that sucks a lot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because the numbers don't matter. Like I want to tour. I want to have fun. Like I mean, they matter in the sense of like they show people are listening. But I just mean like in the sense of like there's no reward for me really in that. Like there's a reward when people interact like in comments and they're like, oh, I loved your music, or like I interact with fans. There's reward in that. But just like being able to be like look, like people are streaming, like that's cool. But if I can't like go out and like meet the people and like talk to them,
what's the point of it all?
Feels like I'm looking at a number. Yeah. And that sucks. And like the number. I'm not undermining the value of the number itself, especially the meaning behind it.
But it's not everything.
I like playing music. I like playing music for people and like meeting it in person, and I like talking. Like I like the like comments or DMs where people are like, "This is how this impacted me," or "I love your music." Like that stuff hits. Like because that's like it's easier to put a face to it instead of just seeing like you have 30,000 monthly listeners or something. Right. It's like that's fucking cool. But like our brains can't even like comprehend that number like realistically. Yeah. I cannot picture 30,000 people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like and really understand and grasp that. But I can understand when somebody DMs me and is like, hey, this lyric meant this to me. Like I can like be like, yeah, that's amazing.
One thing I'm always curious of people in the pop world is, do you think that you would, if you know your wildest dream came true, do you think you would be ready for the level of recognition and fame that comes with being a major pop star?
Yes. I think what I wouldn't be ready for, and I say yes because I genuinely have spent like my whole life like I don't want to say conceptualizing, but I can't think of a better word right now, but like conceptualizing artists and like what it means to be an artist and like impact and practicing vulnerability on a public scale for so many years. And I've gotten backlash and I've already been rejected my whole life. So like the praise, like that's another thing too. I'm immune to like both. Like I said, like the number and like the more like showy aspect of it, of like look how cool I am or whatever, that doesn't like work on me. Like, but like I said, a fan saying like I read this lyric and this meant this, or I did this to your song and it like changed my life, that is real and that hits. The stuff that's just like you're so great or like you're amazing or like whatever, that's just like very like kind of surface level, you can throw it at a wall, that like it's not that I don't appreciate it, but it doesn't matter to me, because if I make that matter, it's gonna hurt when I get the next comment that says this song sucks. Yeah. And I also just can't like depend on either or to define me like value wise. So I've already gotten incredibly good at being like, I can just tune shit out. Like I know what real connection is and I know what like an impression is. And like impressions are so different. and parasocial relationships are so different.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like I'm well practiced, if not like beyond ready for that. Maybe what I think
you've kind of been training for it your whole life.
Yeah. This might sound kind of fucked up or weird, but like I don't think the industry is ready for someone like me. Like I think I would say things and like do things that people just like maybe aren't ready to try to sell, if that makes sense. Like I don't think I'm I think this is a positive thing, but I don't think I'm marketable. And like the right team for me would be somebody who sees me as not marketable, which is what makes me marketable. Like a rock star type of person, like somebody who's going to challenge or like innovate, which is always my goal. Like I want to innovate. I want to change and challenge.
And
like,
I think in a way, I think Chappell Roan is kind of like
exactly
that. Because she
100%.
is like, she does not care about convention or this isn't the right thing to say.
100%.
You know, like she's
an artist.
Yeah. Once again, she's a true artist.
Yes,
and
100%.
She cut her teeth, you know, in the trenches. She was told no a billion times.
Yep.
She was dropped from Atlantic, which I bet that guy jumped off a fucking building. Could you imagine being the
guy who dropped Chappell? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
holy
God.
fuck. Yeah. But no, you know, she like, you know, in one of her award speeches, she just straight up called out like, yeah, the industry doesn't do enough to support artists, and you know, specifically in relation to healthcare.
100%.
And like, you know, the industry obviously like, you know, just threw shit at her nonstop, and she's like, "Look, I don't give a fuck. It's the truth," and she's 100% right. She's been right about pretty much everything she's ever said.
Yep. And the audience is what matters.
Exactly.
Like, and that's what you want.
People love it.
And that's the thing I think for me is the same exact thing. Until I have an audience that's large enough to break down the doors of the industry, I'm not going to be able to be in the industry because I'm not marketable the same way that like you're saying like Chappell Roan isn't. Because I am the one who's going to stand up on the Grammy stage and say some shit nobody in the industry wants pointed out.
Right.
Because it pisses me off. And I'm very like justice centered. Like I prefer justice. I prefer reality. I prefer truth. Even the dark side that we're talking about, like the shadow stuff, all of it. Like I think that stuff needs to be exposed for it to change.
Right.
And I'm not somebody who's going to play a game, and that's kind of both like that's a tension in my career. Is I'm not playing the game, so it's going to take longer, and I'm also not playing the game.
There, it's going to be a lot more rewarding.
Right. And the idea is that hopefully me not playing the game with the correct audience and the right people makes a larger impact than just sacrificing that part of me to like hit the highest ceiling I can because the industry's backing me. The last thing I want in the world is the industry to back me. What I want is like an audience that backs me. Like that's all I ever give a fuck about. Like the industry is like a secondary person, like a secondary thing. Yeah. It's a gate. At the end of the day, it's a fucking gate. And like I don't give a shit about that gate opening so much if I have like thousands and thousands of people who are like truly connected, impacted by me with the same message or like care in general. Because they will fucking slam that door open.
Oh, yeah.
And then it won't, like, who gives a shit about the power of the industry? The power of the industry is powered by the people. It's powered by the audience.
Yeah.
So.
And I think we're coming up on an era where, like, I think the veil of how fucked up our society has been lifted.
Oh, it's lifting 100%.
Yeah, and I think it's like it's people are starting to wake up in like both in the entertainment industry and in general. Like, I think people are starting to wake up in large enough numbers where stuff like that, you know, people like yourself, like Chappell Roan, are going to be able to have these platforms because people have realized, oh, the people that we've been listening to and that control every aspect of the world are, you know, evil psychopaths.
Manipulators to a T.
Right, yeah. And I think we're coming up on an era of you know, politics and culture where people are going to be very receptive to those kind of messages that you're talking about.
Yeah, and they're important. Like that's another thing too. We go back to it. We've said it a bunch of times in this podcast, but connection is the purpose. So if it is not anything else. So as long as I'm meeting the need of connecting with people, and I'm not going to do that unless I'm being like real to who I am, then I'm good. As long as I'm connecting with people, I'm good. And like I'll keep doing it as long as that's happening. So that's like, I don't know.
Kayla's never going to stop.
No, I could be like 80, and as long as like somebody still wants to hear it, then I'll share my songs. Because I'll be making songs when I'm 80 if I make it that long. But
well, I don't think any of
will
us
I share it
by then. But
sure.
You know,
well, with global warming, no.
Yeah, no, we'll be.
Which is another fucking thing. Let's get into that.
Anyway, but I could literally talk forever, but I want to play a couple of your songs before we get out of here. You once again, you just released August 7th. this EP, Camera Boy, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
And all the songs are great, but I think my personal favorite is it Guinea or Ginny?
Ginny. You got it, yeah.
And I was so stricken by the song because it's written from the perspective of your grandparents' dog.
Yes, it is.
Which I think is wild.
Oh, thank you.
That's so cool. It's a concept that I've never I don't know if anyone's ever thought to go there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just going to play it and then we'll talk about it here in a bit. So this is Ginny by Cayley Spivey. Wow, that was Ginny by Cayley Spivey. Man, what a song.
Yeah.
It made me tear up the first time I listened to it.
Tugger. The first time I played it, I cried. I also cried tons in the studio when we were writing it. But
Yeah.
oh my god, the first time I had to play it live, I couldn't even finish the last part where the band breaks out and it's just my voice. I got so choked up I couldn't even finish it.
Wow.
It was just so overwhelming.
Why? Because I think a lot of people or a lot of artists would, maybe write about that topic of well, I understand they're both passed away now.
Yeah, they have.
But rather than writing about it, directly from your point of view, I guess, where did you get the idea to write from the perspective of their pet?
Yeah. I think something when I write, it always comes subconsciously and then makes sense to me later. And I feel this is one of those moments where I was thinking about Ginny, and it's like their only dog, and like it's the only other person in their relationship who's there 24/7. So as in like in the home life, you know, because they can't take Ginny everywhere. But, you know, Ginny's always there, sees their routine, like lives with them the same way that I did growing up. You know, like I grew up with my grandparents and my mom, and like I saw how they interacted every day. I was there every day. And now there's Ginny, who's been there every day, seeing my papa like make my grandma's coffee every morning, and like they would go to bed and there's 2 people in the bed. They like all of grandma's clothes. Like just the idea of like the house changing around. I think it's because like actually you just cracked this for me. This feels like therapy, but like literally asking that question just cracked this for me. But I think that experiencing it through Ginny's perspective, because thinking about it, I couldn't understand losing my grandparents. I'm never going to make sense of that. I know that we all die, but there's no like sense to be made around grief.
Sure.
And like, I know that a dog who can't like communicate and can't like be told in like English, I guess, you know, like what's going wrong is like also experiencing the same level of confusion and like trying to make sense of why all of a sudden grandma's clothes aren't there anymore. Why is the closet empty?
It doesn't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And the dog is like, there's one person now. Now there's 2 cups, but only one person's drinking it.
Right.
Where's my other person? Where's like the woman who was feeding me table scraps and would always sit on the couch in the seat, and like I can smell her, but she's not here. And like that dog is like experiencing, like I guess I used Ginny as like a symbolic experience of like how you can't.
Death doesn't make sense.
No, you can't intellectualize grief. Like I can't think my way through not hurting anymore. And the loss isn't going to just go away if you tell me as another human being your grandparents have passed away. It's not going to make me go, okay, I don't hurt anymore, or like that makes sense. Like, no, I'm still angry. I'm confused, and I hate it.
Yeah. That's so profound. Yeah. God.
You cracked that for me just now. Like I always knew that it was like another step of like processing to like think about it through Jenny's perspective, maybe because it's not my own, it's a little safer to experiment in. But that's definitely why. It's that relation of like that empathy that I had for Ginny is the same that I'm having for myself in my own confusion, but putting it through the perspective of a dog is like the dog's not going to understand it. I'm never going to understand it.
Yeah, I mean that's so true that really, you know, humans are arrogant and we like to say that like, oh, we, you know, understand death. But like we really don't.
No, you can't. You can't.
Right. It's a force we have no power over. And like you said, no amount of intellectualizing or of
explaining it,
it never makes sense. And
or makes it feel better.
Right, exactly. So in this, we really are kind of just like animals in our understanding of death because we still, you know, we just experience this void just like they do that doesn't make any sense to us.
Yeah, and I think through Ginny as the personification of that feeling, it's like nobody's going to expect like there's just so much empathy we hold for like animals, so we're like, you think there's more compassion to be held for Ginny. You're like she's just a puppy, like you don't expect her to like get up and go to work tomorrow, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think
she's allowed to lay around and be sad.
Yes, and I think there's a little bit of like judgment and pressure for like people to just kind of move on, and like it's not like said, but it's said by the world, like it's said by the world around you. It's said how like and it's
an unspoken thing.
Yeah, like it's just like people like you don't like things happen that are like terrible and painful, and like loss happens, and then like people just don't want to sit with your feelings about it for very long. Like they pretend they do, or they pretend they have compassion or like empathy for it, but like at some point like it's like I don't know, like it just feels like there is this like unspoken like move on, get up, feel better.
One of my person I used to work with, one of my friends at a place I used to work, which I will not name, I'll be very judicious. People who know me will probably know where I'm talking about. But one of his manager, his grandparent, his grandmother had passed away, which that's who he was the closest to. It was basically his mother.
Yeah.
And he took it very hard, of course, because she was one of the only people who supported him. And, you know, he had to take a lot of time off of work. And his boss, I think after like a couple weeks was like, don't you think that's enough time?
Yeah, and it's like, what the fuck are you saying?
Oh yeah, I literally like
I could like throw something at a wall at that kind of like.
I know,
you
yeah, it literally
like,
made me fucking. I was like seeing it, like it's so.
Isn't that enough time?
Disrespectful.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I think that's another reason why it was easier to talk about it through or explore through Ginny. It's because like it's a dog. Like there's no pressure for a dog to understand like what's happening. The dog doesn't have to get up and go to work. The dog is just the one. Also, Ginny is like a fly on the wall because Ginny's there living with them, living as that third party in their like home life now. Like as they're older
she's
now.
An observer. Yeah.
Yeah, she's an observer. So she's like this narrator of watching my grandma get sicker and watching things change and then losing my grandma. And then after losing my grandma, having to also silently in this disconnected way because she's a dog watch my papa do life without grandma after having her for like 50 like plus years. Like they were together for like most of their life, and now he has to like do this huge transition, and the only person who's going to be sitting with him the whole time is Ginny. Like it's not me or the family. Like we're visiting, we're there, but we don't live with him. We're not. It's Ginny who's seeing the quiet moments.
It was their grief is really the most raw, most
in the house. Like and
they're
like,
living it every day,
and they don't have like a step away from that, and like Ginny doesn't have a step away from that. Like she's seeing the breakdowns, the quiet moments where Papa like wakes up and he's used to a body next to him and there's nobody next to him. Like these kinds of things is what Ginny is like seeing and like
she's really the only other person that can only other thing that can understand.
Yeah, because she's there through the whole thing, and that's why I think she made such a special like narrator for this song and for this feeling, and then also just like reflecting back, like I'm saying, that feeling of like I will never understand this. This will never be okay, and that it'll never feel okay. And like similarly to your friend, like my grandparents were like a huge part of my childhood and raising me. Like they were everything. And there's layers to grief. Like you don't just lose the person, you lose the way that they saw you, the way that they affirmed you. Like my grandparents made me feel so loved and taught me so much about love in life. And like you lose that too. You lose your childhood. Like I can't go home anymore. My grandparents, when they passed, we lost that house. That's my childhood home. I can't go there now. I can't see my grandparents. I can't call them. When I'm the love and feelings that she gave me and he gave me, I can't just call them up and access that again. Like it's loss of layers. It's my childhood. It's my people. It's the way they saw me, the access to the way that they saw me and lifted me up. And their dog actually passed away recently too.
I know. Yeah. I saw that on Instagram.
We lost Ginny in like the last month. So it's just, it's just crazy. Like people, and we all go, like it all happens. But yeah, there's so many layers to grief, and this idea that like the world, like I remember thinking that when my grandma died, the whole world should have stopped.
Yeah,
it should feel
that way. That's how it feels.
It feels that way. It feels like everyone should be mourning. Like everyone should be like feeling the same level of like
like
holy
you see
shit.
Someone outside, like just taking a walk or see people going to the store. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like everyone should be.
My world
stopped.
Is destroyed.
Yeah, which is. Like also that's why I made the Fade into the Room music video, which is like a video of my grandma's memorial basically relived. And I made that video because it felt like a way of resolving the part of me that felt like the world should have stopped and it didn't. So in a way, this piece of art, like this music video, is my stopping the world. I can refer back to it at any moment to like pay respects to my grandma essentially and pay respect to that grief and that pain, because that grief now is just like a result of loving someone so much.
Right.
So it's just like
turned the grief into something positive.
Yeah. So I go back to that, and I have that now. It's like out there in the world. So it's like and it's her story. It's not like a really great example of her whole life story at all, but it's just a memorial piece like for my grandma to go back to anytime and continue to tell her story when I talk about this song or when I play this song. It's like keeping them alive and keeping that memory, as fresh as I can, despite like the loss.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's a beautiful story. Rest in peace to Ma, Pa, and Jenny.
Yeah.
They're reunited, which is very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just tremendous songwriting. One of the best songs I've heard in a while, truly.
Thank you. That means a lot.
It's, just that, like, that instinct to write from that perspective is just, it's amazing.
Thank you.
I love it. Before we get out of here, I do want to play the title track from the EP, Camera Boy, which we're going to be switching tonal gears completely. I'll just play it, and then I'll play a portion of it at least, and then we'll chat about it. Here is Camera Boy by Cayley Spivey. That was a section of Camera Boy by Cayley Spivey, once again the title track to her EP, which go listen to the whole thing. Yeah, quite the tonal change from Jenny. Yeah, it's just like we were talking about earlier. It's just like so dark and sexy, like maybe sprinkling a little James Bond-ish kind of thing. And yeah, the smile just like Dahlia, the little true crime, obviously reference to the Black Dahlia.
100%.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you said this was a song that was sort of the most like a fictional story.
Yeah.
In a way. So I guess, yeah, what was what made you wanna make this?
I was really crushing on a girl. It always starts that way. No. But I was.
No.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I was really crushing on a girl, and we were kind of in this like very early stages of our relationship, and I had been infatuated with her for a long time, like a pretty long time. And she wasn't like real to me. Like she was real, obviously, but the way that I felt about her was so like elevated. Like I truly believed that this girl could do anything she wanted and that the world just like rolled out a red carpet for her. Like that was how I felt anytime I was in her presence, thinking about her, around her, whatever. Like something about this girl, at least through my point of view, was so unbelievably like magnetic. And I was playing piano and I just started kind of like singing about like how we'd spend like time together all the time. So that was where the lyrics of like, I spend every night with you, do anything you want to do. And like, it was to these chords that just kind of felt like as if you were like following someone beautiful down a hallway. Like that's how I felt writing the song. Like I just feel like I'm like mesmerized and like so hypnotized and just following her wherever she wants to take me. Like that's how this felt when I was writing the song. And I think that the movie star references and all that stuff just comes with that feeling that was coming out of me. And then just a lot of my childhood inspo. Like again, I've just watched so many horror movies, and I think like the references started to just kind of fall out of my mouth like as I was going. And like the movie star brought me to like Dahlia, and So Cool California brought me back to Dahlia too. So it all ended up ending there because of the story of how the Black Dahlia wanted to be a movie star. Like she wanted to be an actress, and then she got it's weird. I don't like, she got her fame. Like the twist of it is that she got her fame.
I was literally about to say, isn't it kind of fucked that like she
got the fame?
Yeah, she is famous, but
not the way she wanted at all.
Yeah.
So that I think is like a very funny twist. Not her story, but funny twist to the song element, and just of like this metaphorical idea of like, it's bad. It's bad. Like the thing that you want is bad. And there's like a level of like the way that I felt about this girl that was so like, I was so obsessed with her and like blah, 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 blah. Like I just was like, anything this girl wants to do. And there's a level of like danger to that like obsession of my own heart. Like my heart was in it, you know, my heart was at the feet of this girl, so she could do anything. And I just thought she was fucking
right. You would have literally followed her off a cliff.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's where the element of like danger and like true crime kind of like subconsciously just bled its way in. And then this idea of like a twisted obsession, wanting something so badly and getting it in the wrong way. Like I wanted this girl so badly, and then there's at the risk of like, and you recognize that
it was
intense,
right,
like and the risk of the vulnerability, the risk of like obsession, and like the way that I saw her so like high up. Like, you know, I've put people on pedestals before, but like it was just I just had never felt the way that I felt about her. And like in that moment, it was just really inspiring. And then I think the overall overwhelm of the obsession and like the romantic feeling and just like anything this girl wants, and then tie that in with just the knowledge, the history, the anaphors, it just kind of all came out. Also, she does just give like this kind of Hollywood classic.
Yeah. Are you still with this lady?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
It did not. It's no surprise. Did not pan out the way I wanted.
Feel like usually those relationships that start with those like intense infatuations typically
never sustain.
Yeah.
It didn't. It was really sad. Like at the time, like when I was going through the breakup and everything, it was really sad. But no, it did not pan out at all how I wanted it to. And worst heartbreak of my life, 110%. And like I said, I've put people on pedestals before, so like I know I made that mistake. Like I know what that feels like. But there was just something so, which is probably a bigger red flag, but like there was just something so intuitive, as if like I just knew I would love this girl. Like I was supposed to. I already knew I was going to. Like it just was like there, like waking up to it. Like it was just always there.
Yeah.
I felt like I was waking up to it, but it also felt like it was like signing away my like I could be killed by this. Like this is bad.
Right.
And I think that's what birthed this song. And it's one of my favorite songs ever because I've also just always had a theme of longing and like longing and obsession and like yearning for what you can't quite have. So I feel like that just blended in somehow to me, referring back to like LA crime and like and all this stuff. We also had met in LA, like this girl and I, so it was just a lot of it was
meaning, like an LA noir kind of story.
1000%. Like in that way, like just LA was there, our meeting point. I viewed her as a fucking movie star. Like I've always used to joke about her name being like a movie star and like all these other things, and it just this song birthed out of that really early intense infatuation.
Yeah.
So and then the Black Dahlia just played her own role because of her insane story of getting what she wanted in the worst possible way. Just the flip side coin of having that strong desire. Yeah. Like so.
Yeah. Well, it's an incredible tune.
Thank you.
The whole EP is incredible. Once again, it's called Camera Boy by Cayley Spivey. Obviously, link is going to be in the description. Go stream her stuff, or better yet, go buy it. Are you on Bandcamp?
I think I am.
Yeah. Go buy it on Bandcamp. You can go support. Well, Cayley, we could sit here, I feel like, do a 10-hour podcast, but unfortunately, time is linear.
Absolutely.
We do have to go. But before we go, very, very quickly, I want to ask you about something.
Okay.
You seem to have developed a theory, a scientific theory, some might say, that drinks are a snack when you're gay.
It's true. You know what I had to eat today?
What is that?
This coffee in an olive jar.
How?
Because I'm gay. The hell? What do you mean? Obviously, this has to do with my sexuality somehow. It's true. Gay people have to make everything. The reason gay people do anything is because we're gay. Like, it's just... That's just why. Like,
yeah,
it's just cultural. No,
right.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, every gay person has like 3 beverages at all times. Like for some reason.
I'm trying to think if I've noticed that that's true.
Keep looking. You'll find it. You'll find it.
It's gonna be like one of those things. Like
if they don't, they're bi. No, I'm just kidding. You have to.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Cayley
kidding.
on the forefront of sexuality research. Well, Cayley, thank you so much for being here today. This was truly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, this was one of the most fun conversations I've ever had.
I feel the same. Thank you.
This was so fun. Go check her out. Go see her. And go check out your local bands. And when you do, wear ear protection.
Yes.
Always wear ear protection at concerts. I've decided it's going to be my new thing, like Bob Barker had, get your pet spayed and neutered.
You should, because
I'm going to tell people to wear ear protection.
I should have. I feel it. I'm affected. I'm a result for real. Wear your earplugs.
Yeah, wear your earplugs. All right, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye.